Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hello baby, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lindy ama2000's. Hopefully you like this video, join the fam, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and like this video at the end if you like it. But if you're a returning subby, a regular degula, welcome back to another video baby. Today I have the one and only, my beautiful sister, wonderful,
so
amazing, beautiful sister. This is NQOBILEH M. Say hi to the fam.
Hi guys, my name is NQOBILEH and I'm excited to be here.
Hectic. She has her own YouTube channel. I'm gonna put the link in the description box down below. If you wanna get like some good content about like mental health and just learn more about that aspect of your life, this is the place to be.
I am the person.
But today, on this video, we're gonna have a rather interesting conversation. As you can see, in 2000,
late 90s.
you
In
see,
the north of the 90s.
exactly. So we're just gonna have a conversation, just differentiating the way we grew up, the way they grew up, just our headspace,
Yeah.
and how we navigate life as, you know, different groups of people.
So I need to try and speak like you so that I can like also be like within the vibes.
I don't know.
It's gonna be so hard. Well, 2000 are like different. You guys are special.
Definitely.
What do you want to know?
Okay, where should we start? Let's start with how we're raised. The first question for me, I feel like I have for you is, do you think ama2000's are entitled?
Okay. Do you want me to answer that question just, or do you want me to answer the question?
Both. Either, go get into it.
It's a loaded question, yes, without you even realizing, because I think there's so many words that are thrown around to describe ama2000's purely because you guys are so different that we're struggling to understand that you guys are different, accept that, and learn what we can from you guys so that we can understand you. So you guys make us feel like asas.
Okay.
And I think that's why there's like so much negative connotation around ama2000's, because you guys are literally giving us something that we don't know. Like you guys are giving us, you guys are challenging us in a way where it's ngayaz. So like we weren't prepared for you guys type of vibe. So because I didn't understand you know how we are. Like if you don't understand something, the first thing that you want to do is like to criticize things that we don't know. So probably people are gonna bash me for this, but I think I work a lot with teenagers in my workspace, and I think that's what I've realized. I realized my approach to you guys changed when I stopped assuming and I started asking. Right? So I don't think you guys are entitled. Okay, yes, maybe a little bit. a little bit, but you guys are just overall different. Yeah, I think that's the safest way.
I feel like my biggest thing is like people our age, one thing I love about people my age is we're very big on unlearning like bad habits. Like we're very big on that, but at the same time I do think we are entitled. There's certain things that I feel like were really like, okay, when you look at it, sometimes the mental health aspect of it, it's a bit deep. But then when you generalize it, there's certain things that were taught to like people your age that are really good that ama2000's are just losing the plot of. Like things like just
That's unteachable.
respect, exactly. Just like your manners and just like, thing is, people my age want to take some of the things that they've learned and use it in the wrong way. That's the problem. And then you lose respect for old people, like your basic manners that you just learn as a human being, because you're so entitled to just being like, because this mental health, this, and you want to use these smart words.
You know
for
what
it
I think is
when
the
it's just
problem?
generally being respectful.
That's true. As this is where I think the problem starts. Tina, how we were raised in a way which you don't question adults. Whatever your mother says is the way that it is. If your mother says don't do this, I call why. There's no why. You just know what to don't do that, you know. And also remember, because we weren't exposed to a lot of things. Like we weren't exposed to social media as much growing up. We weren't like literally your life would literally revolve around your home, your neighbors, school. So there were a few aspects that could influence the way that we think. And that's why it was so easy for us to be abo yebo, to be abo yes, to be abo we won't ask any questions, all right? Whereas with you guys, because there's social media, because there's the internet, because there's abo YouTube, abo Google, because in schools you guys are now using tabs, you guys are now using computers as a way of learning. You guys have a lot of information at your disposal. Right, so you are able to ask questions. You are able to find out information. Your mom could literally tell you into, or can literally tell you something, and you can literally do your own research about that topic and find actually what my mom said is actually not right for me. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you guys are able to access information easier, so you're asking more questions and you're challenging the things that we were taught more, because we could just say yes full stop, but you guys can't do, well, you guys choose not to do that, because in Yazusi you have access to other information of how things work, right? And I think that's where you're coming with that's where you're coming from with Lindo entitlement. You guys challenge things more now. Like you guys are more ruthless. You guys are more bold, because in Yazus you're not just relying, or I'm not just relying on what my parents taught me, but I have the ability to actually develop my own way of thinking based on TikTok, based on Instagram, based on Google, based on what trends are happening overseas. You guys are exposed to a lot more, right? Indlela yokucabanga yenu is wider compared to Tina.
I feel like you're like supporting, you're like rooting for us.
No, I'm not.
More like
I'm not.
Against,
I'm
more
not.
like
I'll tell you
us.
why. Yes, I think it's because, like I said, I work a lot with teenagers now. So I'm a psychologist, right? So I work a lot with teenagers, weirdly. And I think I'm now at a point where I am trying to understand you guys, right? Because I'm realizing we've been doing it wrong. So I'm trying to understand you guys a little bit more, so that we know how can we bridge the gap, how can we meet each other halfway, so that I can still teach you what I was taught when I was growing up, and you can still teach me things about social media and things about how like the world is run, and I'm a trend and stuff like that, because I can't run away from the fact that there's things that you know that I don't know.
True.
And no matter how much more you're exposed to, no matter how much more information you're able to acquire, you can't run away from the fact that there's things that you know that so I think the problem is, let's get Jana corner, where we miss each other, is where I can try and learn from you, but you can't learn from me, because you think that you know it all. So ama2000 feel like they know it all, and then for the sake. And you guys are not teachable, because you feel like you already know it all, because if I have a question, I just have to Google it.
And there's certain things that you just can't Google.
Respect.
Literally, there's literally certain things you can't Google. You need to ask.
Yeah. And for me, I feel like that's sort of like the root cause of this spread, or like this feud between ama2000 and ama90's and ama80's, because we're all sort of like in the same category. It's just you guys all by yourself, because now you guys need to be able to make it down, because at the end of the day you guys are kids. You guys are kids. We also need to allow ourselves to be teachable, but you also need to allow yourselves to learn.
And that's so hard, because people like ama2000 nowadays honestly think badala. Like you'll see, like honestly, I'm 20. I look nothing like a 20-year-old. And most people out there, like I get shocked.
Yeah.
There's so many people out there that you look at and you're just like, yo, ama2000 song, It's literally hectic.
It's wild. And obviously, because we're so different in our upbringing and in our way of thinking, then it what's the word? Give me the English word. Then it affects, is that the word? I don't know. But then it contributes to the life choices that we make. So Mina, at my age of a very, very early 20 and an 18-year-old, we're doing the same thing. we're doing the same thing. Yeah. So I think that's why our life choices are weird.
I think another question I have is like, do you think social media has had like a positive impact or a negative impact on like young people's lives?
Both.
For me, I think in terms of just like, okay, for the I think actually if umuntu hamba like umuntu hamba ngomoya uphephuka kalula, someone that's just not rooted in who you are and stuff like that, then social media is going to be hard for you, especially with like materialistic things, career-wise, and just like, and people forget. I always say this every time I do a video: social media is not real life, and people, our ama2000 really think
they believe.
You guys believe in social media. The whole world is just social media, and that's how it goes. You believe in those Twitter posts, you believe in those Instagram, and those Instagram pictures are just a moment. Are just honestly, if umuntu hamba nomoya and you're not rooted, uzophepuka.
And another thing that we forget as well is also there's one social media, ne? So there's one pot. So the good goes into that pot and the bad goes into that pot. So there's no good social media and bad social media. There's no motivating. So it's all one thing. And in that one thing, depending on where are you grounded and how are you rooted, and how are you raised and how do you choose to be influenced, you'll find what you're looking for in that one pot. You'll find it. You'll find the good and you'll find the bad. So I don't want to say there's nothing wrong with social media. There'll always be something wrong with the social media, but also irresponsibility lies on now as an individual, because you can either choose to hop on a latest trend, or you can choose to read about a science discovery. You're gonna find both of those things on Twitter. You choose which one do you want to go with. So it's tricky.
It is. It's so hectic.
Qhubekani ma-2000.
Kodwa hluphile ke yeza.
Asinabona guys. Sizolibamba senila ko-30 yeah.
Sihluphile.
Yeah, shame you. Yeah, no, you guys just need to tone it down a bit.
But also, I feel like the biggest part that I like wanted to go into is like just the mental health aspect of it. Like I feel like ama2000 are like more aware of things when it comes to like mental health. And then like, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, like people your age, there's certain things that they've normalized and they don't think it's a mental health thing. Because it's just like a
way of life. Remember, Tina, we come from the generation of keep quiet about it. We come from a generation kathula. We come from a generation ihlazola like kaya. We come from a generation that doesn't ask questions. So it's not because we're not affected in terms of our mental health. We're just not raised in a way where we can speak about it openly like you guys. Because you guys, even though you may not have been raised to find your voice, but there are other aspects that you were exposed to that gave you the ability to find your voice in life.
True.
Whereas Tina, we did not have those influences around us. So we are literally a replica kathula. Singabantwana bakathula tu. You understand? And that's why Tina, when by the time I'm realizing that I'm having mental health problems, and I see this again in my workspace, is when into say go hundreds. You understand? When it's a major depressive disorder. When it's a major depressive disorder, when it's post-traumatic stress disorder, and I can't realize when it's just I'm sad and I need to cry it out. You know, when it's at the I'm sad, because remember, compounded sadness is what eventually leads to depression. So when you guys are able to fill and empty your jug, you are sad, you process it. You are sad, you process it. Mina, so sad, you process. We are born. So yeah, I think that's what contributes towards our differences about how we maneuver in mental health.
I also feel like there's this big thing that I'm like, there's this big difference with like work ethic between ama2000 and Malukosi. Yo, ama2000, we're very good at making excuses, hey?
You guys quit.
And we give up so easily. And sometimes when I hear soft life, that's what we want. And sometimes when I hear like all the people's things, and I'm just like, honestly, are we gonna cry and complain and just be like, okay, that's it for us after such small things? And then I hear other people's stories and I'm like, they've been rejected 15 times and they still didn't give up. But Tina Kona, this thing, like Tina, where it's just like, okay, I'm rejected 3 times and that's it for me.
You weak.
That's a heartbroken about that one.
Yeah, no, you guys have a different tolerance level. I give you
Definitely.
politically correct again. You guys have a different tolerance level. Again, because Pumagatula team, and you guys are able to quickly identify when something is not right. You guys are able to quickly speak about things and my injustices and all of that, whereas I'm most prone to just keep quiet about it until it affects my mental health. We have one. So we do have something to learn from you guys, as painful as it sounds. For me to say that, but we do. As painful as it feels, just as much as you guys still have so much more to learn from us as well. So instead of the bickering and the whatnot, we need to start having conversations about these things.
And work together,
And work
people.
together.
But I think the biggest thing for this video is just like, let's work together. ama2000 and and also older people. Please.
Call me older person.
Okay, 90's, like let's beat each other halfway.
we
That's
need to.
literally the only way it's gonna work.
We do.
We need to give each other a chance.
We do.
But then, thank you so much for coming to my channel. I'm sure she's gonna come back for many more other videos. Ginfundise like channel yam, because I only associate myself with small people, as you can see. That's on period. But thank you guys for watching this video. Like, tell your friends, tell their friends, and tell their friends' friends, and the other friend, and the other friend to subscribe to my channel,
And to
like
mine.
this video, and to hers. How can you not? If you want to hear more conversations like this, please go to subscribe to her channel. NQOBILEH M, I'll put the link down below if you want to make your life easier. And follow on Instagram. I'm also going to put that down below. And thank you guys for watching.